Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Hopefully everyone's having a fantastic Saturday. Welcome back to Crait week 11, guys. We are almost 4 months in, and that's kind of crazy to think about. But nonetheless, guys, we do have a lot of progress to tell you about. But first of all, I want to also let you guys know that to the naked eye, without me explaining this to you, there's not going to be a lot of stuff done. For example, there's a lot of things that we did this week, but we didn't really focus on one particular aspect of the mock. So rather what I did was I spent some time kind of in each area, and I got little bits of progress done in other sections. So there's a handful of things that we did today. So number one is going to be we expanded the base wall, we also raised the base wall, we also did the mountains for the base wall, we expanded the main trench, started working on the mini trenches, and last but not least, as you guys can see in front of you, we actually started to do the salt. So like I said before, there is no one certain aspect that I wanted to work on this week. Rather, I did little bits and pieces for everything else. So guys, first off, let's go right down that list and let's start off with the base wall. Now what I did was I raised the base wall another height, so it's another 8 bricks up there, and this is the height that I think that we're going to be using. It's a really tall base wall, and I plan on having the mountain go about that much over it and across, so it's going to be even higher than that. But anyways, I think in terms of the base wall and how we're actually going to be kind of using that, I think this is what we're going to be sticking with. That is the Octoster right there, and it fits under there, and then it also has the giant base wall. So this thing's pretty heavy. It also is pretty large, but it's going to be even bigger because, like I said before, we're going to have the mountain kind of reaching over the top, going like that, and then obviously there's going to be like flat mountains on top where we're going to put some snow caps or salt caps, I guess you could say. So guys, in terms of the base wall, I know we've been working on it a little bit for the past maybe 2 or 3 weeks, but now it is done. All I have to do is start raising the mountains and everything like that. And then also let's talk about the support columns really quickly. Why don't I get this turret guy out of the way here? These columns are 12 bricks high. I think that is with the perfect amount. As you guys can see, you can fit a Luke Skywalker minifigure in there pretty well, and I think that's kind of the idea I was going for. Now, one of the main problems that I've been running to is actually how I'm going to actually raise it without having those columns visible on, like, to the naked eye. Now, what I've been thinking was on the side here, I've started to do it already. I'm probably going to end up covering up the side columns with some rock formations to make it look like it's kind of really embedded in the mountain, and same thing with the one over there. However, for the middle column, what I plan on doing is adding it and switching it out with trans clear bricks, maybe some 1x2s, or the really tall ones, like the 1x6x5 height ones, the kind of wall column trans clear bricks. Now what I plan on doing is actually making a little bit of a mock explosion right there. So I'm going to have kind of like debris and pieces kicking up. So that middle column right there, guys, is going to be eventually replaced with some trans clear bricks. Again, once I put that order in, it's not really on my to-do list in terms of priority, but I am going to make that a priority eventually. So anyways, guys, try and imagine that whole column right there just completely redone to be trans clear 1x2s, so it's going to be a little bit easier to not see it. And then on top of that, I'm going to add some explosions, some debris kind of kicking up everywhere, and I think that's going to make it look really good. Now, obviously, in an ideal world, I would love to have this thing levitate without any columns, but the way that my base wall is, the way that weight is distributed, and the way that it kind of falls on is going to be very hard for me to actually raise the base wall without having that middle column there. So all these supports, guys, are going to have to be, unfortunately, in the mock, but I'm going to find a way to make it look good. I'm going to find a way to actually kind of incorporate it into the mock. Like I said before, the sides are going to be completely covered with rocks, so you won't be able to see them. And then the middle one is going to be replaced with trans clear bricks. There's going to be explosions, stuff like that, so you won't be able to see it. The next thing down the list, guys, as you guys can already see, we've started to work a little bit on the mountains. I'll just get this guy out of the way. He's kind of being annoying today. What I realized is I needed a lot more of the 1x2x3 white slopes. If you guys look at the in-game screenshots, or if you ever played Crait from Battlefront 2, there's actually a really noticeable white kind of tone in at least the base layer of the mountain, like over here. So I did put in an order for that. I'm going to be getting those parts hopefully this week, and I'll start to make some more progress. Pretty much all I wanted to do this week was to make sure like the lines like line up, if that kind of makes sense. Like the first layer of mountain that's adjacent to the base wall, I wanted to make sure that lined up perfectly, so then that way I could just kind of build out to make it look really easy. But I'm also probably going to end up needing more filler bricks because, as you guys can see, it's a lot of filler bricks for the mountain, and I'm very dangerously low on that. So I'm probably going to have to go out and get maybe the XL Creative Box again. It's going to be the third one, but hopefully it's going to be enough to finish at least this side of the mountain. And then, guys, moving on, if you guys saw my midweek update, you guys have already seen this, but just a really quick reminder, I did update the trenches. I made it wider. I made it full base plate wider, and I think this was really good. I think this is the perfect size, the perfect amount of room for minifigures. As you guys can see, there are a lot of like areas where the minifigures can run that way and then come back, and there's also doors that I added and stuff like that. So the trench is looking fantastic. It is a final product. The only thing I have to do is add minor details. I'm waiting on an order to get some cheese slopes to put on the sides of these walls right here to make it look rocky. And then I think I'm going to put like some crates there and some like control stations and stuff like that. But in terms of the actual trench itself, as you guys saw probably in the midweek update, this baby is done, and I'm very, very happy with how it came out. I also do have to order some more dark bluish gray grills to finish the empty spots all the way over there. But that order's been placed. It's going to come in soon, so hopefully by next week, this entire thing will be done completely. We kind of piece the scene with this guy, and then we'll kind of come back to him when we're done with the mock. And guys, if you remember down the checklist, I also said that I got some work done with these minor trenches. Now, what I did here was started adding some detail. Like the main one, like I said before, the only thing holding me back is pretty much those 1x2 grills, the 1x2 dark bluish gray grills, which again, they are coming in. This trench along with that guy over there are going to be done by next week as long as I get those grill pieces in. So anyways, in terms of these small trenches, like I said, they're going to be done as soon as I get those grill pieces in. Also, a quick reminder, something that I failed to actually mention in that little checklist in the beginning. Something that I failed to mention in the beginning of the video is actually this thing. Now, I've been working on some exploded chunks of the ground. This is obviously not a final product, but this is kind of just a rough draft I'm working on. I want to let you guys know that I'm starting to work on those foxholes and the kind of blown up chunks of the ground from the ATM-6 blasts or maybe from the TIE Fighter blasts. But anyways, I want to get some more of the dark red and red plates to kind of cover this bottom layer up right there. And then I'm obviously going to see how that looks. I'm going to be playing around in LDD, trying to find a better way. But honestly, for a first draft, I think it looks pretty good. I think it looks pretty decent, not going to lie. But like I said before, this is a rough draft, but I want to let you guys know that I'm finally starting to do the foxholes and everything like that. And then the most important thing, guys, as you probably saw from the thumbnail, is going to be the salt technique. Now, I got in a whole bunch of orders this week of about 200 of the 1x2 tiles, the 2x2 tiles, and the 1x1 plates, and I was able to finish a large majority of this base plate right here, so I'm very happy about that, and I was able to get a good idea of what the salt technique is going to look like. As you guys know, I've been struggling with the snot technique, and I made the official switch about 2 weeks ago, I believe, in week 9 update. Obviously, guys, this is the technique that Rich Boy J and Garrett are using. I think it's a lot less limiting than the snot technique, and I think it looks really good, as you guys can see with the footprints behind them leading up to it, and I think just with the salt squares and the way that it kind of piles up, I think it looks fantastic. Now, the only bummer about this technique is that it does cost a lot of money. However, I am starting my job at LEGO this coming Monday, so maybe I'll be able to get and use my discount for the Pick a Brick online website to finally get some more tiles and plates and everything like that. But I'm very excited to finally plate this entire mock with that tile technique. Like, I cannot express to you in words how excited I am to see this on a larger scale, kind of what Jay and Garrett already have, but in my mock. I think it's going to look fantastic. I am truly happy that I decided to make the switch from the snot technique to this technique, so I think it's going to look really good in the end. Like I said before, I do have to wait a little bit before I order, and then I also do have to wait about 2 to 3 weeks for the Pick a Brick orders to come and actually get delivered to me. So it's going to be a while before we make any substantial progress with the salt techniques, but don't worry, we got a lot of stuff going on and a lot of stuff to work on for this coming week's segment. So that's going to do it for this week's Crait segment, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. Like I said before in the beginning of the video, we got a lot of minor progress in many different aspects of the mock done. So this mock is coming together really nice. If you can try and imagine just that technique over there, kind of, I guess, copy and pasted like an LDD around this entire mock with footprints there and the ATM-6 walkers here. It's going to look fantastic. I'm very excited about how this mock is turning out. I'm really loving this side of it right here, especially with that base wall, just to give it a little bit of comparison. I think it looks fantastic. It's going to come together extremely well when this mock is done. With that being said, guys, smash the like button for me. It helps me out a ton. Guys, if you're new, subscribe to the channel to see more of this awesome Crait mock. Be sure to share the video with your friends, guys. Comment down below what you all think. I might be doing a Crait build live stream later today. I'm not sure. What I want to do is I actually want to redo this kind of cave area. I think it looks a little too blocky in this area, so I might be doing a Crait live stream later today, so definitely stay tuned for that. Make sure you have notifications on. I want to thank you so much for watching, guys. I want to thank you all so much for the incredible channel growth. We're going to be doing a subscriber giveaway at 2K subs, guys, so make sure you get all your friends to subscribe, and then we're going to get that giveaway going away for you guys. That's all we got for today. Hope you guys all enjoy the rest of your beautiful Saturday or whatever day you're watching this on, and I'll see you all later. Peace.